So I got a clad dime and a gold ring, 14 karat gold ring. I'm going to bury it in my curb strip here, and there's a spot here. I'm going to test it with the Equinox, Simplex, and Deus. Those both have the bigger coils on them. The Deus has the 9-inch high frequency coil on it. I'm in my program that I've been developing for the last few months that I've been using in my videos here. So there's some mild soil here. It's mild compared to what I usually dig in, right? My curb strip is fairly mild. It's moderate. It's moderate. I'll come up over here to the hotter ground. You know, all the minerals. You can hear the minerals. A few nails. But I'll just bury these two targets in this clover here, right? Not too much here. So I'll just bury them at 5 inches deep. And I'll put them right here on the sidewalk so I don't lose them. I'll bury them at 5 inches deep. There's one. There's another one right here. Right there. There's a dime right there, 5 inches. There's a gold ring, 5 inches, right? I'll smash it down really good. Stomp it down really good. Stomp both of them down really good. There. Scratchy. That dime is really scratchy, but I'm getting some high tones on it. That gold ring, iron. Actually, I'm getting high tone on it. I'm really surprised. You know, go over this other soil here. So there is a target there. That gold ring. That gold ring I'm hitting. So I'll just turn the Deus off here. Now try the Simplex on it. If I can tell where I just dug at, where in the heck are my targets at now? That's not a good thing. Right. Oh boy. Okay, there's a string right here. Right there. Dime. It's gonna hit the dime. Nice, right? Part 2. Gold ring. Really scratchy. Reading the 50s. Really scratchy. Dime, the higher conductive target, stands out big time. Now I'll go into field mode. Comes out really nice. Oh, the gold ring just comes out nice, right? Scratchy tone on the gold ring. I have hot soil here though. Those lower conductive targets just don't stand out very well on my highly mineralized ground here. Start out in part 2 here. Part 2 multi-frequency, my EMI. Yeah, look at that. Have to drop my gain down a lot. And I have to do that a lot with the Equinox, especially with this big coil on it. Just susceptible to getting a lot of EMI. Jumpy. But it's still a good tone though. Here's a gold ring. Oh, beautiful tone. Look at that. And that string is coming out from right there. See? It's hitting on that target big time. Nice solid tone, right? It's hitting that dime pretty good there. It's jumpy. I can go up with my gain here a little bit. Try to get to this EMI over that gold ring. Beautiful, just smooth tone. The Equinox is so awesome on bearing targets in milder soil. You know, this is mild soil. I've done a lot of testing in my backyard and right in here, and the Equinox doesn't perform that great. But around a bunch of iron and whatnot, not a lot of machines do. Look at that, just making it out. I'll put in field 2. I need to check my settings here though. Recovery speed 6. My iron volume is way up here, so I just need to turn it down a little bit here. Oh, beautiful tone. Right there. See, that string is coming from right there. See that? It's good. It's right there. Nice stable tone. You know, the Equinox usually doesn't perform very well in my tests, but it performs a lot better out in the field, you know, in real situations. But this test right here, the Equinox really performed very well. The Simplex, yeah, it performed well, but the Equinox on that gold ring, man, because the higher frequencies, you know, I had in Park 2 and Field 2, and those higher frequencies, it favors the higher frequencies in those programs, and it just smacked those out. I'll try it in Park 1 here. I'll try it in Park 1 here, and then Field 1. It's right there. We'll go to Field 1, or Park 1. It's a pretty easy target for a 4-inch penny or a 4-inch dime. Now that gold ring is really jumpy, right? Super jumpy. And I also have it in 50 tone here too. I usually have my detector in 50 tone, but I'm getting a lot of EMI here, right? A lot of EMI. I have to drop my gain down here a little bit. You know, it's favoring the lower frequencies. The Park 1 is favoring the lower frequencies, so it's not going to do as well on that gold ring. But that dime there, still jumpy. I'm getting a little bit of a jumpy tone, but I would dig that all day long, right? Shallow target. Field 1 spanks it out big time. Gold ring, barely hitting it. And I'll actually put it in 4 kilohertz and show you nothing, right? The lower frequencies just do not hit gold. 5 kilohertz on that gold ring, 20 kilohertz, 40 kilohertz, multi-frequency. Now I'll go to Field 2. Let's make it right out. I wasn't quite over it. I'll go back to Park 1 and 40 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz. Not going to hit it. 40 kilohertz. Not hitting it. I'm just getting a little bleep there. Now I'll just swing over it in multi-frequency. Multi-frequency hits on gold rings a lot better. Now I've done a lot of tests with the Equinox with gold rings. Multi-frequency is the way to go, man. If you have it in the higher frequencies, basically with this coil and the 6-inch coil, if you have it in the higher frequencies, it's going to struggle on those gold targets. Multi-frequency just seems to hit the targets a lot better. Look at that. Multi-frequency. Just switch it over to 40 kilohertz. Barely even hitting it, right? So multi-frequency, I know this to be a fact. Multi-frequency, you're going to get a lot better range of targets. You know, you'll be able to hit on pull tabs, gold rings, and those coins a lot better. If you have it in single frequency, maybe if you're doing some specialized hunting, if you've hunted a site a lot in multi-frequency, then you can switch over to the single frequencies, and 15 kilohertz, 15 and 20 kilohertz work fairly good in my soil. But 40 kilohertz just doesn't work well in my soil. Neither does 5 kilohertz, the lower frequencies on any machine in my super hot soil here. You saw how red it was, right? I'll pop that ring out and I'll show you how red the soil is. You should have been able to see it already. It is right. Come on, where is it at? Where's my plug at? Right there. Right there. See how red the soil is? And gold is harder to find in red soil. If this was mild soil, I'll be able to hit that thing 6 inches deep, not a problem with all these machines, right? But the hot soil, man, has a lot to do with extracting targets out of the ground. But I think I'll just leave that dime right there. I'll leave that dime right there and test it. Use it as a test subject for the summertime months, because what I do is I test my curb strip and my front lawn here. Once it starts getting dry enough to where I can't dig in parks and schools anymore or curb strips, I use my grass here as test subjects. So if my grass starts dying out, all my plugs, I'll dig a plug here every week or so. When the ground starts drying up, I'll dig a plug, and whenever it starts dying out, whenever my plugs start dying out, no more digging in grass, you know, for non-watered lawns. You know, maybe if the parks have some sprinkler systems, a sprinkler system, I'll be able to dig in there. But the curb strips, a lot of curb strips just don't have water in them, and a lot of people's lawns, they don't water the lawns in the summertime or pre-summer, like right after spring, you know, till when it gets warm and the moisture starts coming out of the soil there. I don't want to kill people's grass, you know, I don't want to have a bunch of brown spots in people's grass or the curb strips or schools or parks. But it's coming up to those months here. The ground is starting to get so hard. I couldn't even dig with my hand digger on this video here, because the ground is getting so hard. It did rain yesterday pretty good for the first time in like a month, and it is still April, so we haven't had this dry of a season for a long time. Last year we had a lot of wildfires, and I couldn't dig for 2 weeks because the wildfire, the smoke, you know, I couldn't even go outside. But hopefully that does not happen this year. But there we go, gold ring and a dime at 4 inches. Equinox, Simplex, and Deus. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.